Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 are some of the best platformers from the Wii era. These games received outstanding reviews and very little backlash. However, the negative feedback that they did get was mainly concerning the heavily used motion controls, such as shaking the Wiimote to spin, and more importantly, the cursor. By pointing the Wiimote at the screen, you can hover over starbits to collect them and swallow enemies using Yoshi. But what if the cursor didn't exist? Would it even be possible to beat either of the Galaxy games? Today, we are going to test this theory and find out if it's possible to beat Super Mario Galaxy 2 without using the pointer. Now, before we start, there are a couple things that I should mention. Why not test this on Galaxy 1? Well, Super Mario Galaxy 2 has more content, and I think that overall it would be a more interesting video. And to make this easier, I will be playing on an emulator because 1, it's easier to record, and 2, because I don't have a USB sensor bar yet, so it's a perfect opportunity to play without the cursor. Now, without further ado, let's begin. Starting from the beginning of the game, we encounter no problems in the tutorial and smoothly collect our first Power Star. However, in Yoshi Star Galaxy, we encounter a bit of a problem. In Super Mario Galaxy 2, Yoshi can use his tongue to grab onto things and eat enemies. To get the launch star to appear, Yoshi has to use his tongue to eat this berry, but this requires the pointer. So how are we going to get past our second star? Well, Yoshi has a little bit of an exploit. By flutter jumping with Yoshi and releasing Z at the right time, you can flutter infinitely in basically all directions. It takes a bit of practice to get it consistently, but once you do, it's a piece of cake. I tried multiple methods of skipping the launch star and traveling to other planets, and after about half an hour, I managed to infinite flutter over to the planet that you would go to after the launch star. But since we bypassed using the launch star, the planet was completely empty. There weren't even enemies. So this method wasn't going to work. But then I remembered the speedrun strat I saw a while ago. By spinning to gain momentum and jumping off of this berry at the right angle, you can gain insane amounts of speed, and enough height to skip the launch star and get pulled in by this planet's gravity. From there, this level is a piece of cake. But after almost an hour of attempts, I couldn't replicate the skip myself, and since we know it's possible, let's just move on to the next star. From here, we have two options, Sky Station 2 or Yoshi Star 2. We can immediately rule out Yoshi Star since the entire fight centers around using the pointer. And once we go to Sky Station, the rest of World 1 poses no threat to our run. Once we enter World 2, things get a little tricky. Puzzle Plank and Boulder Bowl are easy enough, but in Hightail Falls Galaxy, there's a section where we have to use the pointer to grab onto the flowers with Yoshi's tongue. But we can skip this by infinite fluttering, which we'll do a lot of. Cosmic Cove has no problems, and surprisingly, neither does Wild Glide. I was scared that there would be something requiring us to use the pointer since the level revolves around motion controls, but we can get through it no problem. But in Bowser's Lava Lair, there may be a slight issue. At the very start of the level, we have to defeat a Kamek to move forward, but when defeated, the Kamek spawns a Pole Star, which we obviously can't use. As it turns out, we can just long jump and get pulled into the next planet's gravity. The rest of the level is a piece of cake too, so we can beat Bowser and move on to World 3. The first star in Tall Trunk Galaxy had me worried because it's another level that revolves around Yoshi. I was worried there would be flowers that we'd have to grab onto with Yoshi's tongue, but luckily we only have to use the Blimp Fruit. Cloudy Court, Freezy Flake, and Haunty Halls won't give us any problems, and surprisingly again, Rolling Masterpiece, another level that requires motion controls, is really easy. But Rolling Masterpiece would be the least of my worries. Bowser Jr.'s fearsome fleet is the reason that I decided to make this video. It revolves around Yoshi having to eat bullet bills and spitting them back out. This one's a doozy. The infinite flutter is going to be our greatest friend here as we can bypass the glass barriers and gain insane momentum from the moving platforms. On this planet though, there's a glass barrier that we have to break in order to progress. Thankfully, a hammer bro is nearby and we can wait until one of his hammers breaks the barrier. The next section, however, may have the hardest infinite flutter yet. We have to gain momentum from the moving platform and then make our way around the barrier while avoiding the bullet bills. The only problem is that when we go to face Yoshi towards the platform, we lose all of our speed. We then have to carefully flutter at an awkward angle to the platform. So the level itself is possible, but what about the fight against Mega Hammer? Well, I've theorized that we may be able to infinite flutter towards Mega Hammer and lure the bullet bills into these things, but the bullet bills home in on you, making it incredibly difficult. After almost 20 attempts, I managed to get the bullet bills close to hitting Mega Hammer, but I never got a hit. So in theory it's possible, but we need more momentum so the bullet bills don't hit us while we're over the black hole. I'm going to rule this as theoretically possible, so for now, let's move on. The first galaxy in World 4 is Supermassive Galaxy, home to the Infinite Lives trick. And we can actually get both the secret star and the main star in this level with no problem. We can get through Flipsville and Honey Hop with ease, and Chompworks is easy as well. Yeah, that star's easy. Our only problematic star is the first star in Starshine Beach, because this level involves Yoshi.
Fork.
You see, we have to go around the level and collect silver stars, and most of these are possible to get with a little bit of infinite fluttering. But the main problem is here. We have to use Yoshi and shoot a spiny shell at this barrier, which we obviously can't do. So this galaxy is impossible. And in order to continue on, we need 40 stars. So we'll have to go back and get some prankster comments and secret stars that we didn't get the first time around. Once we've done that, we can beat Bowser and move on to World 5. You know, World 4 wasn't too bad. So, what about World 5? Oh. Now, I've been dreading World 5 for as long as I've been working on this video, because the very first galaxy, Space Storm, revolves around pole stars. Now, this first area looks intimidating, but with some triple jumps, we can get past it no problem. And most of the level is actually really easy, but the final part of the level is just... damn it! You're supposed to use pole stars and avoid the electric balls for the remainder of the level, but obviously we can't do that. So I tried to long jump and that didn't work, so in a last-ditch effort, I switched to Luigi since he has a longer jump. Yeah, this is impossible. Our only other option is co-op, but I don't know if that should count because player 2 is literally a second cursor. So while we wouldn't be using the cursor, I won't count 2-player as a legitimate method. Since World 5 is impossible, why don't we try and see how many levels are impossible? The rest of World 5 is possible, until Bowser Jr.'s Boom Bunker. At first I was concerned about the boss fight, but I forgot that you have to use cannons to get from one planet to the next, which you aim by using the cursor. So this galaxy is impossible. And in World 6, the first star in Melty Monster Galaxy is also impossible because it uses pole stars at the very beginning. But after that, Clockwork Ruins, Throwback Galaxy, and Battle Belt are all a piece of cake. We do have to backtrack a bit to get 70 stars, but once we do that, we can move on to the final level. Bowser's Galaxy Generator looks scary at first, but can we beat it? Well, the first few areas don't require us to use the pointer, but after the 2D section, things start to ramp up. In the area before the Dash Pepper section, we have to infinite flutter past these flowers and then try not to fall in the lava. The rest of the level doesn't have any pole stars and we only have to use Yoshi until the fight. And just for fun, I took Yoshi with me to beat Bowser. The fight went well, but it was really tedious trying to keep Yoshi while also trying to ground pound the rocks in time. I ended up losing Yoshi during the final phase, but I beat Bowser nonetheless. Wait, hold on. What about World S? Is the secret world possible? Well, Mario Squared Galaxy might be the easiest galaxy so far, and Rolling Coaster is also easy, even though it's a motion controls level. Twisty Trials, Stone Cyclone, Boss Blitz, and Flip Out are all possible. So that leaves just one galaxy, Grandmaster Galaxy. And wouldn't you know it, in the first section we encounter a problem. That stupid bastard Yoshi. It's most likely possible if you infinite flutter and jump off of the Goombas to gain speed, but I couldn't do it myself. The second, third, and fourth sections are all possible, but the second to last section has pole stars. And then I thought about something. In my most recent video, I tried getting through the Cloudflower section with all 3 of my clouds, so that the 4th section would be easier. If I could keep my clouds until the 5th section, it would probably be possible to get through without using the pole stars. I managed to keep all 3 of my clouds, but got damaged when setting up my jump. I know it's possible, but I didn't have the time to prove it. So theoretically, every galaxy in World S has at least 1 star you can beat without using the pointer. So, is it possible to beat Super Mario Galaxy 2 without using the pointer? Fuck no. Here's a list of all of the impossible levels. I'll throw a Mega Hammer in there too because I really don't know if it's possible or not. Well, this video took forever to make. If you enjoyed, make sure to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss more videos like this. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.